Are you thinking about the direction of your faith? Or is your environment taking a toll on your personal decisions and choices you have to make? Then listen to the program For Call of Faith by Dr. Gidado Taufik Mikdad every Friday, 3 p.m. and Monday, 3 p.m. on Armed Forces of Nigeria Radio Service, 107.7 FM, Voice of the Nigerian Military, as it promises to be direct, educative, and motivational. Inshallah, don't miss out.
My life is frozen. I need your help. 'Cause people always let me down. I'm losing all my air.
Right, you're welcome to the second segment of our program today on Armed Forces Radio 107.7 FM Abuja. In the second segment of our discussion today on family matters, we're going to be talking about red flags in marital relationship, and these are important points to note, especially for couples or for would-be couples. You know, it is as important for would-be couples just as is an important reminiscence. It gives an important reminiscences for couples, those who are already married, because red flags are things you should watch out for. You call it red flag because they are things you can't ignore. Sadly, many people have ignored these red flags even though they saw it coming. But because of infatuation and this lovey, stuff like this, they tend to say, it go change. We just get to know ourselves. Over time, we go adjust. Whereas the guy is just like that. Once you ignore the red flags, the guy comes back and hits you hard. So if you see it coming, don't ignore it, especially if you are in a premarital relationship. Don't say it's one of those things, children of nowadays, or especially if you are a parent and your son or daughter comes home and tells you, this is what I observe in my my partner, my would-be husband or would-be wife, or my date, or what have you. So if your daughter or son comes back and tells you that, do not ignore it and don't say it's one of those children attitude, Ingo sing get over it, don't worry, just be praying. Hey, shine your eye. If you see it, don't pretend you didn't see, because God has given you the intellect to be able to decipher and separate the grain from the chaff, to separate from what is right from what is wrong. So if you see these red flags, please don't ignore them. We're going to be mentioning a few, and we hope that very important listeners and callers will be able to enrich this conversation by giving us even more red flags that we should watch out for. So what are the red flags that we're going to be mentioning in marital relationship that couples or would-be couples should watch out for? Number one, we're going to be mentioning here, of course in no particular order, is monopoly. A husband or wife, or would-be husband or wife, who is a monopolistic in tendency may not be a good one. If a would-be husband or would-be wife chooses who should be the friends, who are you talking to, let me see your phone, and keeps checking everything, I want to monitor you, monopolize what you do. Hey, and yet you guys are just getting married, or you are not yet married, then you got to watch out for it, brother. You got to watch out for it, because that may be a red flag. You know why? Because here is the guy, you're not yet intimate. You're not yet in intimate relationship. You're not yet married, or you're just settling down, and the guy is monitoring you up and down. Where are you? Where did you go to? Who talked to you? Who did not talk to you? Why did you greet that man? Hey, excuse me, it's gonna make a home to be hell, man. It's gonna make the home hellish, because the person who is just coming in, or whom you're just about settling down with, and is trying to control you this way. What about when you guys settle down? It's gonna be a problem, brother. It's gonna be a problem. So watch out for it. If it happens to you, it happens to someone who is close to you, or someone who is your daughter or your son, please do not ignore it. A very serious red flag. Number two is a trust issue. People who do not trust themselves can hardly trust other people. There are some people that are habitually suspicious. They are habitually suspicious because I don't want to say pathologically, because there is no pathogen in the human system that brings or breeds suspicion. But when a man cannot even trust himself, how on earth can the person trust you? And it's closely related to this monopolizing, because the person who does not trust himself can hardly trust anybody. So if the person does not trust you, then it gives room for suspicion. With suspicion, it denies you of marital happiness, because it makes the marital experience, to be so roller coaster that you can't have a breathing space, man. Because everything is just, what is it? And you can imagine a husband and wife tracking themselves, putting CCTV camera everywhere. Let me see who is there, who is not there, stuff like this. That is not good. Or even hacking your phone. A husband or wife hacking the other person's phone, because you want to listen to every conversation that your would-be wife or would-be husband is going to be having. You want to know how many males talk to him, or how many males talk to her, or how many females talk to him, and blah, blah, blah. It shows the guy has nothing to do. And the guy that has nothing to do for himself, definitely that guy can't respect you or your opinion. So the guy that is suspicious of himself and is not at home with himself, is not settled with himself, then that kind of a person may not be the right person for you to settle down with. So such a person like this may be difficult for you to live with him, because remember, we've had instances of fatalities when a husband murdered the wife, or wife murdered the husband, on account of what? They told me that I got a case of a woman who bathed the husband with vegetable oil. I mean, this vegetable oil, she had put it in the fry pan. The husband came home tired, and the husband came or went to the kitchen to see her, and he was pulling his shirt, and he was by, baby, I'm back. And the woman just emptied the hot vegetable oil. She has put it on the stove for a long time, emptied it on his body from the head to down, and the guy was crying in pain. What did I do? And the woman said, yes, I catch you now. You have been doing all these things. They told me this morning you carried a girl in your car, blah, 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 and the blue. Behold, one of the neighbors told her that the husband picked up someone close by, and that was it. She didn't want to clarify whom did the husband carry. And eventually, when this happened, the man was landed in the hospital. The lady the man carried, the younger sister, whom the man picked up on the road, actually came to the hospital to greet the brother. And the neighbor now told the wife, hey, that's the girl your husband picked in the morning when I told you. And the woman looked at and said, it's my husband's sister. I said, that's the one. I said, why didn't you tell me? Why do you need to be told? Because you're not at peace with yourself. And if a person is not at peace with himself or herself, it's going to be a problem. You make the marital experience to be bad. So, steer clear of the person who cannot trust himself. How much more of trusting other people? Trust is key before you build the marital relationship. Number 3 is respect. The person who can disrespect the wife or disrespect the husband may not be a good person to settle down with. Because respect is reciprocal. The person who will, denigrate, insult, abuse, use lacerating words, words that are intolerable, unprintable words on the wife or the husband, this is not a good person. Not allowing partners to get close, on account of disrespect, because just stay away from here. And if the guy only needs the wife for anything conjugal, that's all, that it's okay, it's fine. Everybody there on his own. And that is not a good person to settle down with. Or like the example we mentioned the other time, and thank God one of our callers called from Ebonyi State to give an example of what happened, in her neighborhood. The person who would say that the wife has to take permission from him before she takes anything from the fridge. Is that, excuse me, is that a man that your wife has to take permission from you before taking drinks from her fridge? Of course, you bought the fridge not only for yourself, but for the family. So she needs to take permission before she takes a one soft drink or the other soft drink. That is not a good person to settle down with. With due respect, that may not be a good person to settle down with. The next point is the person who is emotionally manipulative. The person who manipulates others emotionally and using underhanded tactics to manipulate the wife or the husband through deceptive or deceitful or deceptive means. Oh, we've not opened the phone line. We just a call. Okay, let me pick this call to start with. Hello, sir. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Good afternoon, sir.
Good evening, sir.
How are you, then?
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. How are you?
Yes,
Yeah. Okay. Shall we meet you? Where you're calling from?
I'm calling from the live camp.
You're welcome.
Oh.
Go ahead. We can listen.
Hi.
Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you.
I said, I want you to help me.
To help you.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Go ahead. What kind of help would you need?
Help me with advice. I want to get married, but now my parents has not get enough money.
Your parents do not have enough money right now, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, are you working? Do you have a work you're doing right now? Do you have a profession?
I'm looking at, yes, sir.
Okay, do you need your parents to, your parents don't have money to have a wedding ceremony for you, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. I don't know whether you're a Muslim or a Christian, but the point is that wedding shouldn't be expensive. I think your parents, my advice is this. Don't concentrate your energy on having expensive wedding, but concentrate your energy on building your marriage, because wedding is just one-off, but building your marriage is key. If you have a job, thankfully you say you have a job that you do, live and start your life like yourself within your means. Do not make it to be a big wedding, and let you and your wife have an understanding that this is my capacity, this is what I can afford for now. And I believe that your wife is going to be an understanding person that will take you the way you are and will love you the way you are. And when you are able to settle, don't pretend. Because pretense, when you kickstart your life, is only a sign, it's a recipe for some bad, ominous things that can happen later in the marital life. So my advice is this. Don't go about looking for money for the wedding. Do the wedding according to your capacity for now, and God Almighty, I pray, will lift you higher and higher.
Okay, sir.
You're welcome, my brother. Thank you. Okay, now, with that, we just leave the phone lines open. Now, if you want to call, please feel free to call a studio line 070-7242-6258. 070-7242-6258. Okay, we're talking about emotional manipulation. There are people who try to manipulate their wives or their husbands, as it were, emotionally, with a view to using underhanded tactics to make the person to live like in their own world. Hello, sir.
Hello?
Hello, good afternoon, sir. Shall we meet you, sir?
Good afternoon, sir.
You're welcome.
I'm calling from Nyanya.
You're welcome, sir. Shall we meet you?
Yes, sir. I need help like this.
Okay.
I need help.
Okay, what kind of help do you need?
Okay, I'm a fashion and designer, so I can't afford my job by myself because I don't have anything.
Okay, this program actually, thank you very much, my brother. This program actually is a marital discussion program. This segment is actually not geared towards raising funds for the indigent. We quite appreciate the fact that there's so many people in the society that need some assistance or the other. I pray that God Almighty will bless you and give you the support that you need. But this program is actually strictly to encourage ourselves maritally, whether we are married or not married. Thank you, sir. You're welcome. But I pray for you, God Almighty will meet you at the point of your needs and will raise you higher and solve your problems, inshallah. You're welcome. Thank you. Okay, still on the discussion we were having. We have the issue of people who try to be deceitful or deceptive, using underhanded tactics to manipulate their wives or husbands using some psychological manipulation to make people believe, making them to live in a fool's paradise, whereas they are the ones calling the shot. And they make some people use this kind of tactics to work on the psyche of their partners or would-be partners. And if you detect someone that you want to get married to, or you're just about settling down with someone using this kind of tactics on you, then it is sad. You need to pay attention to these details, because that kind of a person may not be a good person to settle down with. Of course, the person that is manipulative will eventually add the curry, the time and pepper to it, and then will want to use some lies and shenanigans to getting you doing what ordinarily you wouldn't have wanted to do. So you need to be watchful of this kind of an individual that would want to manipulate you to doing things that ordinarily will not be from your mind. So if that happens, then you watch out for that kind of a person. And the next is physical or emotional abuse. The person that physically or emotionally abuses you may not be the good person you should settle down with. For example, the person who is violent in the treatment. Okay, hello, sir. Hello.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening, sir. How are you, sir?
Hello, good evening, sir.
Yes, good evening, sir. We can hear you, sir.
My name is Isaac, calling you from AP.
You're welcome, sir.
Yeah, sir, I like what you're discussing, and it's like I have a related problem, and I don't know whether you have a phone advice for me.
Okay, sir.
I am from Gulf, which I am married with 3 children, and I actually have a slight problem with my wife, and she actually was the cause, because we were okay, and I am doing well with my children and everybody.
Okay.
I take care of them, I do whatever that I'm doing and supposed to do.
Okay.
I gave them love, I gave them everything. And when she started business, she started misbehaving more. And when I want to talk about it, she raised her hand, raised her voice up. She even slapped me sometimes, and she used it and hit me. Just because I'm talking to her about what
Did you say she raised her voice against you?
Not that voice, she hit me with a stick.
Okay, she beats you with stick.
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, but I've never in my life hurt her or even beat her. Even my children that I get back to them, I don't beat anybody.
Okay.
So it continues like that to the extent that I said no. Instead of me sitting indoors, I prefer to go out and get something to do outside the state.
Okay.
I decided to move up to Abuja here and started security work.
Okay.
Instead, for me to have rest.
Oh, sorry. Sorry. Please call back if you can. The line just went off. But I got the gist of the message. Here you have a brother whose wife, who apparently earns more than the husband, and as a result, she physically and emotionally abuses the husband. And I'm surprised at the physical abuse, because here he says the wife beats her with stick. Amazing. Okay, fine. Okay, the point here is this. My advice is, number one, try to understand her nature. Her nature here means, is she the kind of person that is temperamental? Is she quick at getting angry? And then when she gets angry, is the anger controllable or not controllable? Because these are key issues. I'm surprised at a woman who will use stick to beat the husband. Okay, this is strange. It's strange. So if you understand her temperament in terms of her anger management profile, number two, you now understand who are those people around you. I'm talking about the family members that you can consult or talk to, that can possibly listen to you and listen to her case. Because in my own assessment, I think it's bizarre that a woman will be the beater of the husband. I do hear of wife beaters. Now we hear husband beater. Now you need to invite family members, particularly your family and her family, those who have interest in your marriage. You know, here when I'm talking about family members, I'm talking about those who have interest in your marriage, who are interested in peace reigning in your home, amongst your family members and amongst our family members. Let them listen to this, then you guys can have a discussion around it. Number 3 is go for counseling. I think you and your wife needs to see a counselor, someone that can talk you through it, so that we can listen to both sides. You know, you have the narrative of the man, you have the narrative of the husband, and then when we hear the truth, then the person can pedestal you both on a very good ground, and then you can begin to live happily one more time. I think it's a very good one that you try to reach out within this space that I've mentioned. Discuss with her. First and foremost, understand her anger profile. Number 2, get those who are interested in your marriage amongst your family members and amongst her family members. With this, I believe that we can together get the best out of our homes, God willing. Hello, sir.
We can't talk finish, so I have to.
Oh, I'm sorry about that, sir. I was actually waiting for you to call back.
And as I was talking, I said, well, I said to them, okay, let's leave the place there. I leave teaching, I come back to Abuja and started security work.
Okay.
And it's been almost 3 months I have not go home. I don't want to go there because I don't want any problem. But I will send this moment to them, to the children's account, and all of them. I do send money to them. And what is doing that now, I overheard you say all her family members. I told the father, I called the father, I told her, yes, she said, a temperament type.
Okay.
Once she gets angry, she don't listen to anybody.
Okay, that's a point. We need to watch out for that point.
Yes, so that is what is there. Me, I said I don't know how to work on that one. I decided to say, let me leave. The children, I will call them and talk to them. Then something that I have is to everybody's account. Then leave my life there.
Okay, can I come in, sir? Can I come in at this point?
Okay, sir.
Staying away from home for 3 months, don't you think that is widening the gap the more?
Yes, sir.
I think it's widening the gap the more, because you need her, she needs you, and mentally it unsettles her the more, because if she doesn't see you, it disturbs her mentally. Even though she might pretend as if everything is okay with her, but it's a lie. It's not okay with her. So what I think is don't let the gap between you and your family, your wife and your children, be too much. Yes, fine, you are here and they are there peacefully, but don't let the distance be as much as 3 months interval that you have not gone home. Then number 2 is, now that you had,
Well, I don't know. That's why I'm saying this, because I had the program with this one directly to me.
Fantastic. So what I think is that since you now,
to the children.
okay, what, do you talk to her? Do you talk to her when you talk to the children?
I think I will call her at least once a week, because I don't want making trouble.
No. Even on phone, even on phone trouble. Do you have trouble on phone too?
The children should be fine. It's okay. Whatever I have is what I will send to you.
You know what I'm saying is, don't you think talking to her on phone is going to douse the tension? At least crack jokes with her. Now you mentioned that she's temperamental. That is a problem. That's the main problem. Temperamental people are not actually, with due respect, they're not actually easy to deal with. But you need to have a lot of patience in dealing with her temperament. And with your additional patience, you can actually win her over. But creating the gap is going to unsettle her the more, and it can raise the bar of the temperament in her, and can make her to even, to be hyper temperamental. So I think my suggestion is, find time to visit home, and then get people that she listens to, particularly from her own family. Get those that she listens to from her family, and then you guys should sit around and then.
She doesn't like me to talk to anybody and tell her report anything to them again. She doesn't want me to tell anybody about her.
No, wait. If don't does she not have people that she loves in her family member? I mean, amongst her family members.
There is one, but that one, he doesn't even want me to go to him.
Okay. Where the person stays close to her, right?
She says she doesn't want me to even tell him anything she's doing.
Well, that is good.
I told him that this is what she's doing. And he says, when he called her, Because she came up back home and started packing, changing to work from me. I said, me, I'm just trying to make it well with you.
Exactly.
I don't have any problem with that one. At least I have 3 children. So what is it? There are people that are looking for one day property.
Absolutely.
Me that I have 3. I'm better than many.
Absolutely. Okay, now let me ask you if final question. And please, sorry, I'm asking you this question on phone, on air.
No problem.
Do you regularly have conjugal intimacy with her?
Yes, sir.
How does it feel like? Does she calm down after the intimacy?
Mostly, unless I talk to her.
I mean, after the intimacy, you calm her down. Do you see calmness
Yeah,
in
the
her?
only one time I talk to her, maybe after some time she will respond to me. Please, I wanted her to come down more, for a very long time. I may even go out because she likes meat. I'll go and buy dog meat and they take. And stay out, take again the next day. Again. Whatever I have, I do one. Maybe after 2 days before she comes back.
Okay, I think you need to work on the soft spots. Anything that softens her, I think that is the key. That is the secret word now. If whatever is it, you give her a gift or you have affair with her or what have you, if these are the things that makes her to calm down, please keep doing those things, and eventually she will be better. She will be a better woman, for you. I can assure you that.
All right. Thank you very much.
You're welcome, my brother. God bless you. Thank you.
Yeah, all right.
Thank you.
Speak
All right. Thank you, sir. You're welcome, sir. Okay, it's a conversation we just had with one of our callers. It's actually interesting to note that the temperament in marital relationship is a key issue, and maybe one of these days we have to still bring it back and discuss how we can begin to manage temperament in marital relationship, and in particular those who are not yet married, how they can watch out for those people that have an equal temperament with them in terms of anger management, because there are levels of people that ordinarily shouldn't go together by rule of psychology, that they should try to stay away from themselves. But if they come together, then one of them has to be patient. These are issues that if you've had cases of husband and wife stabbing themselves or wanting to kill themselves, these are issues. Temperamental issues can graduate to this kind of level of fatality. I can only pray that God Almighty will protect your family and all our families too. Now, having said that, we're talking about physical and emotional abuse. Now, keep in mind the studio line is still 070-7242-6258. Hello, sir. Good afternoon, sir.
My name is Azoka from Marital.
You're welcome, sir.
I'm just telling you, I don't know the particular
discussion. Okay. Thank you very much. Okay, we're talking about red flags in marital relationship. The red flags, things that we should watch out for, especially those who are yet to be married, and those of us who are in marital relationship, how we should watch out for these red flags, and then that will assist us in coping with marriages or in guiding us towards the rightful partner or spouses that we will choose for our journey in life. These are the issues we're talking about today.
Okay. I think for my own understanding,
you're welcome, sir.
When you go into a relationship, not really go into a relationship for getting married. Sometimes people who go into a relationship for getting married, they get the wrong partner.
Okay.
But they must still understand themselves. Sometimes you are always lucky having the best woman. And sometimes you are unlucky not getting the best woman. Again, this comes when you are not serious. Because a serious man, you know what you want. When you stay away from your home, because you are being saved from trouble, you are taking more chances of trouble coming in.
Okay.
It's better you stay and deal with that problem once and for all.
Absolutely.
Thank you. This is what I'm trying to say. The last people have said, it's been away for 3 months.
Yeah.
It is not enough. That's not an excuse. Because you want to shy away from your responsibility.
Absolutely.
You must be sure that you deal with some of these things that is really the problem.
Okay.
You want your house or your home to be peace. You try, you as a man, to ensure that your wife, yourself, your children, may peace in the house.
Okay.
Also provide maybe provision for some of these people. You want to go for more things, and we come here and complain. This issue shouldn't happen because I want you to look at this as family matter. So when we bring our family issues to us, for other people to share with them, we are not doing the right thing.
Okay.
I want to advise, if you have any issue, please, the man, the woman, try as much as possible to solve that problem once and for all. Instead of leaving it waiting for a very long time. It's because of this non-balance aspect of understanding the partner. I want to be like I am the boss, I am the wife. The reason why, if I am going to obey my wife, I will obey my wife to the end. And my wife will bring me to the end. We both share the same aspiration as husband and wife. That will keep our home.
Okay. Okay, thank you very much, sir. I really appreciate you. You see, there are some things that, like ditto for what you said earlier, that, you know, some people that call, and I need to quickly correct that impression. It's not that they call just to expose their family issues, but just to teach other people so that others can learn from such experiences. And that is why some calls might be anonymous. Anonymous calls could be, it could be that it happened to someone close to them. It could be that it happened to them without bringing out the identity of the person that it happened to. Such anonymous calls can be a good reference point for other people to learn from, right? And with that, I believe that we all can be on the same page as far as, because we're taking lessons here. We're taking lessons here, and bringing anonymous conversation will bring other people's experiences to bear, and will make us to be able to learn from ourselves as a people and as a family. So I think it's better we make it anonymous in order that we might be able to safeguard our identity, and at the same time we try to distill the knowledge that we want to pass to our listeners, our cherished listeners, appropriately. Thank you very much for your call. Now, still on the point we're talking about, within the time we have left, we're talking about things we should watch out for. We should watch out for inconsistent and unpredictable behavior in our husband or wife, or would-be husband or wife. The person that is inconsistent and unpredictable may not be a good person to deal with, because here you don't even know who the person is. Such an enigmatic character may not be easy to deal with, because you might say, okay, if I smile, he's going to like it, or if I frown, she's not going to like it. And you're not really able to track him or her down, because you don't know who is the person behind the personality. And now this poses a lot of problem, because not being able to identify who you are dealing with is in and of itself a problem. So as partners, or as would-be partners, make certain you're not dealing with someone that is not predictable. Make certain you're not dealing with someone that has no consistent character or personality or behavior. Like you can say, okay, where is yes is yes, and her no is her no. So with the person that just moves like the sleeves of a shirt or the sleeves of a dress, then that won't be the right person to deal with. Furthermore, is responsibility or irresponsibility, as it were. The person that has an irresponsible attitude may be difficult to deal with as a partner, or as a husband, or as a wife, or as would-be husband or would-be wife. Reason is this: marriage is about taking responsibilities, either from on the part of the man or on the part of the woman. So the person that behaves irresponsibly, blaming others, for example, for their own fault, and not willing to take responsibility for their actions. So they kind of buck passing here. XYZ did this, instead of saying, okay, I am responsible for it. Or they cannot even stand for other people. I mean, they cannot stand for themselves, albeit stand for other people. That is not responsible enough equality that you should see in a man. And keep in mind, when you talk about having a wife or having a husband, It is like you are trying to carve the identity for your child. That, okay, the kind of husband you want to have, would you want your son to be like him? The kind of wife you want to have, would you want your daughter to be like her? These are things you should watch out for. So the person who behaves irresponsibly may not be the right person to deal with when it comes to the business of marital relationship. And lastly is poor or lack of communication. Now, many people take others for granted because of poor communication skills. Now, for example, the person that does not know how to greet others while working, your wife or your husband, you're doing some chores at home or the kitchen or doing some stuff. Oh, my darling, well done, or my baby, well done. Or the person that cannot compliment you when you're doing something, for example, something monumental in your family or wherever, you cannot say, cool, I just called to greet you, how are you doing? Let me talk to XYZ, let me greet ABC. The kind of a person that is just kind of a stone wall, that person may not be the right person to deal with, because here is the guy that does not know how to extend compliment but knows only how to extend criticism. Then that person may not be a good person to deal with. So when person lacks or does not have good communication skills in terms of complimenting others, greeting them while at work, there are people that they know how to condemn every time their wife cook for them. She didn't cook well, either the salt is too much or Maggi is not enough or what have you, and that is the only thing they say. But when the wife gets it right, they will not compliment. As in, guys will never said to their wives, oh, my wife, well done, I enjoyed myself, this meal is fantastic, some shots, and I'm making the woman to feel high. Or the person that will not that will not accept the entry of the husband when the husband buys gift and say, they don't cheat you, this kind of gift now, this kind of gift you buy for me, this is not a good one, man. It's not a good one. So what I'm talking about here is that if you identify poor or lack of good communication skill in the person you are on with or the person you're about getting on with, then that is a red flag. Because the person that does not compliment you, that does not appreciate what you do, will not be able to get on with your value as a person, right? So this is important, and this is where we have to draw the curtain today. I want to thank you all for finding time to listen to this conversation today. Supposing you have comment, question, or what have you after the program, you could please call the post studio line 090-722-08098. I repeat, 090-722-08098. I remain yours sincerely, Dr. Gidado Taufik Migdad. Hope to see you again next time. Thank you.
I need your help. I don't wanna fight no more. I don't wanna fight this war.